Hello and welcome back to Desert Girl Coastal Life. My name is Melissa. I don't know how many of you go and buy the persimmons at Costco, but I never find seeds in those ones. However, back in December, and keep in mind right now it is February, we found a bunch of seeds. So of course, I took to trying to grow them. And let me show you the progress. So here are some of those persimmon seeds. Let's open it up. And I'm going to show you. Now, a lot of you probably already know this method. It is the wet paper towel. And, oops, there goes one. All right, so here's one for reference. So as you can see, leaves are still inside the seed pod, but we've got some nice curling here from the roots inside our little packet. Whoa, there goes another one. Okay, so it's maybe a little hard to see, but the one that was hanging out, this is pretty cool. Look at the length of that root. Again, seriously gorgeous. And of course, when you're dealing with any sort of persimmon, the roots are always this dark color. It means that it's healthy. So anytime you're working with persimmons, just know dark roots is a good thing. So that is 2, and here is our third one. Now in total, I have 8 seeds. These 4 here still have not, like they're quite plump, so they're definitely going to push out eventually, but they haven't done so yet. So I'm going to be potting them up today. I have my very large pot. I'm going to go ahead and make some holes, and we're going to plant in all 8 of the seedlings so that I can let them grow all spring and summer. And then of course, once the roots grow out, then I'm going to pot them up into their own individual pots and continue growing them on. All right, so taking a look at our soil. This soil mix is something you've heard me say before. It is a mix of perlite, sand, and peat moss. This is an inorganic, for the most part, soil mix. I like that because I will feed my plants properly through fertilization, liquid or granule. And then they also get a top dressing of compost, and as that breaks down, that will feed my plant as well. So let's get started into making our holes. I'm going to start in the center here using a chopstick, of course, my favorite way of doing this. We're just going to create a nice sized hole, and then taking our largest persimmon seedling, I just gently coax it down. If it won't go down, I proceed to make the hole bigger. Okay, so let's try it again. Go ahead and pop that down, and then we're going to backfill. And as we water, this will help settle the little seedling into its position. Okay, so there we have one in the ground, maybe a little hard to see. Now, with some of them, I don't know if you can see here, where the root is spiraling around and coming up to the top, I'm going to very carefully try to coax that root downwards as I plant it. But I'm going to try, there we go. So basically trying to let it know it's got to grow downwards. And I will do that with all my little persimmon seedlings. Now, especially with persimmons, they really enjoy having a mineral-based soil with a good top dressing of compost. So that's something I definitely recommend if you are considering either buying a persimmon tree, or you are growing and doing what I'm doing and growing them from seed. Now, I want to point out something here with the persimmon seed is that there is a pointy end as well as a more rounded end. Now, like you may have noticed when I pointed out the seedlings, the root is going to come out of the pointy end. I have planted them in multiple different ways. You can plant them so that they are flat and straight into the soil. You can also plant them with that pointed side down. Either one is perfectly fine to do. They will find their way to the surface. All 8 of our persimmon seedlings have now been potted up, so we're going to take a second here to moisten the soil. Now it is already pre-moistened. I do have a catch container here that I use to fill with water, and then of course I want the roots to work their way downwards to locate the water at the bottom. So I will just initially surface water here today, but otherwise I'm working to always have the roots extend downwards to where the water is. Okay, so now that we have some water, I'm just going to gently pour it over top of my seedlings and letting it soak in. I want the soil to carefully move around my roots, but I don't want to displace my seeds at all. So I just go nice and gentle and slow, allowing everything to settle. Okay, so there we have it. We have finished planting up our little persimmon seeds, and we will have some updates for you to show you how they do in the coming months, and especially coming into summertime as we repot and place them into larger containers. So of course, anyone can do this. Go ahead and give it a try. And no matter what you grow, I hope you grow what you love. I'll see you again real soon.